Welcome back to Moving to Spain. I'm Chin, and today we're going to talk about the question that unlocks everything else you plan to do after you land. How much does it actually cost to live here each month? Not the postcard version, not the fantasy of eating tapas for €2 forever, but the real monthly rhythm that includes the roof over your head. The bills that show up whether you like it or not, and the choices you make when you decide between cooking at home or grabbing a menu del dia after a long morning. By the end, you will have a simple way to build your number. Not my number, yours. The number that fits your city, your neighborhood, your work, and your habits. We are going to move slowly, step by step, because money hates confusion. I want you to feel calm and in control as we build two buckets that will carry your life. A bucket for the expenses that are fixed, and a bucket for the ones you can tune up or down. If you are watching this before a scouting trip, perfect timing. If you are already here and things feel fuzzy, this will help you reset. Take a deep breath. Think about the city you love or the city you are testing, and picture a normal month. Not a holiday month, not a crisis month. Just your life, repeated 4 weeks in a row. That is what we are about to price. Let's draw the line between what must be paid and what can be adjusted. Fixed costs are the payments that leave your account even on a quiet month. Think of the rent that is due on the same day, the essential utilities that keep your lights on and your showers warm, your internet and phone that connect you to work and family, and any health insurance you carry if you want private coverage or need it for a visa. These are the bones of your budget. They do not ask for your opinion. They just happen. On the other side, you have discretionary spending. This is where your personality shows up. It is where your routines live. Eating out with friends. Groceries for the meals you love to cook. The little extras you grab when your house needs something or when your kid needs supplies. The care you put into your body with health and hygiene. That gym you keep promising yourself you will go to. A Spanish class that turns small talk into friendships. Entertainment in all its forms, from streaming nights to live concerts. The drinks you enjoy and the coffee that wakes up your morning. The way you move around the city, whether you ride a pass every month or walk everywhere and spend almost nothing. Even small taxes and fees that appear during the year, which you can spread across months to make them easier to manage. The key idea is simple. The fixed bucket shows you the minimum you must cover just to stand still. The discretionary bucket is where you design how your life feels. Once you see the shape of both, decisions get easier. You can negotiate a rent before you sign a lease. You can choose a neighborhood that saves time and money. You can decide how many dinners out make you happy without wrecking your goals. You can look at your month and say, this is my baseline, and this is where I will turn the dial. Now, let's face the biggest piece for most people. Rent is the anchor that either stabilizes your month or pulls it under. The price on the listing is only half the story. The other half is the location and how it connects to your daily life. In Spain, choosing the right block can save you money in places you do not expect. When you live near a tram or metro line that you actually use, you spend less on transport and you gain back small slices of your day. When you pick a building with good windows, you sleep better and you do not need to chase quiet in cafes just to get work done. When you choose an orientation that gets natural light without turning your living room into a sauna in August, you spend less on cooling and you feel better at home. Before you sign, walk the exact route you will take to the station you plan to use. Stand outside the building at night and listen. Visit on a weekend. Ask about average heating and cooling bills for the hottest and coldest months. Talk to yourself honestly about space. If you work from home, can you take calls without feeling like you live in a hallway? If you are a couple or a family, will you trip over each other every morning, or can everyone breathe? A lower rent that steals an hour a day is not a bargain. A slightly higher rent that removes 2 other expenses can be the smartest move you make. Your rent is not just a payment. It is a design choice that shapes your commute, your stress, and your time. In Spain, Where the best parts of life are often out in the street and in the plazas, it matters to live close enough to walk to the things you actually do. That is how rent turns from a weight into a platform. Health is one of those topics that only becomes visible when something goes wrong. So let's keep it simple while you are calm. Spain has a strong public system. Many people use it with great results. If you carry private insurance for visa reasons or because you prefer options and faster scheduling, include that number in your fixed costs with the same respect you give rent. If you have a family plan, make sure you understand what it really covers, how copays work if they exist, and which clinics are easy to reach from your home by tram or by foot. If you plan to rely on public coverage, your monthly number for private insurance may be zero. But it is still smart to know the clinic closest to you and the pharmacy that will become your first stop for minor issues. Now let's look at the end of this bucket. You have rent, you have utilities, you have internet and mobile. You have health coverage if you carry it. Put them together and say the number out loud. That is your floor. That is what it costs to stand still in a normal month. This is not a scary idea. It is a freeing one. Once you know your floor, you can design everything else above it with a clear head. You can compare two apartments and choose the one that makes your total lower in real life, not just on paper. You can avoid agreements that look fine on day 1 and feel heavy by day 30. You can walk into the next sections of your month knowing that the essentials are covered and that the money you spend on joy will be chosen, not accidental. Now we step into the flexible side of your month where your culture and your cravings show up. Food is a big part of life in Spain, and it can be friendly to your wallet if you choose wisely. Start by telling the truth to yourself about how often you like to eat out. If you love a daily coffee at the bar and a couple of menus del Dutch each week, plan for that. If you prefer to cook most days and go out on weekends, plan for that instead. The magic is in alignment, not in restriction for its own sake. When you cook at home, local markets can stretch your budget while keeping quality high. Seasonal produce is often excellent. A simple routine of choosing a day to shop, keeping a short list of favorite recipes, and rotating proteins can keep spending predictable. Groceries are also where small upgrades feel good without breaking the bank. Good olive oil, fresh bread, a few staples that make weeknights easy. Then there are the tiny purchases that are not really tiny. Laundry detergent, paper goods, batteries, light bulbs, a plug adapter, a new notebook when you start a class. I like to treat these as a small monthly cushion rather than a surprise. You put a number there that feels honest, and you stop thinking about it every time you need dish soap. Health and hygiene belong here too. Shampoo, toothpaste, skincare. If you use supplements, include them. These are the purchases that keep you feeling good, so they deserve a little respect in the plan. When you add all of this up, do not chase perfection. You are designing a month you can live with. You want a total that matches the way you actually move through your days, so that your budget becomes a partner instead of a lecture. Let's talk about how you care for yourself and how you enjoy your city. A gym can be a monthly fee, or it can be a free routine in the park. Both are valid. Choose the one you will actually do. If you thrive in classes and you love a coach who knows your name, that is worth paying for. If you are happiest running along the river or using a simple home setup, celebrate the savings. If improving your Spanish is part of your plan, you have choices. You can pay for a class that puts structure around your learning and forces progress. You can also join language exchanges and meet people for free while you practice. Pick the path that keeps you consistent. Now for entertainment. Streaming subscriptions, movies, concerts, exhibitions, football, live music, the festivals that light up the calendar. Decide what brings you joy and give it a place in your month. It is easier to say yes to a concert when you already set aside the money and you do not feel like you are stealing from the grocery envelope. Drinks deserve their own moment because they are easy to underestimate. A glass of wine here, a round of beers there. If you enjoy alcohol, give it a line in your mind. If you do not, your budget will thank you, and you will thank your sleep. And then there is coffee. In Spain, coffee is culture. If the barista knows your order and that routine opens your day with a smile, keep it. If you prefer a mocha pot at home and a quiet morning at your desk, count that too. The point is not to remove joy. The point is to know your rituals and fund them on purpose so they stay joyful. We finish with motion and the little charges that do not show up every month but still belong in your plan. Transport can be a monthly pass for tram and bus. A few trips on a card that you top up now and then, or a tiny amount if you live close enough to walk everywhere most days. If you drive at all, add what is real for you. A bit of fuel, an occasional parking fee, a taxi after a late night when the last train has gone. If you are car-free, you will probably smile at this section and move on. Then there are taxes and fees that do not arrive on a regular schedule, a small administrative fee for a document, a municipal charge that you only notice once or twice a year. The trick here is to spread them across the months so your cash flow feels smooth instead of spiky. Now take a breath and look at what you have created. You have a fixed total that keeps your home secure, your lights on, your connections stable, and your health covered. You have a discretionary total that reflects your food, your care, your fitness, your learning, your fun, your coffee, and your movement. Say each number out loud and then add them for your monthly total. That is your life, priced honestly. If you want to reduce it, you now know exactly where to touch. You can test a different neighborhood that shortens your commute. You can cook one more dinner at home each week. You can switch a plan that you barely use. You can keep the joy that matters and trim the extras that snuck in. And if your number looks good, you can relax. You have built a month you can afford in a country you are ready to enjoy. Thank you for listening. If this helped you today, give it a like. Tell me which city you want next, and subscribe so you do not miss the next guide.